All right, let's go through the list of materials we're going to need. I'll talk through each of these, but I've also added links in the description below for the different materials. For the video, I used a circular saw with a metal cutting blade to cut both the rebar and the PVC. You may not need this. You could use a hacksaw, or your local hardware store might cut them for you. A pair of cutting pliers or scissors would work, and some zip ties. A small sledgehammer, a metal file, a measuring tape, a pair of goggles or glasses, half-inch or 3/8-inch rebar at least 2 foot long. I used the half-inch width by 4 foot length and I cut them in half. Half-inch slip T fittings and some long half-inch PVC. I cut my rebar in half, laying it on the ground and setting my blade depth short. My garden is 4 foot by 16 feet, so I placed my first 2 pieces of rebar in the middle, pounded them down in, and then I took 2 more and put them at each end and then measured the distance between those and placed the other equal distance between those. From there I took my PVC sections and bent them over each rebar. So I'm just quickly going to show you what I use the file for. In my particular area, I wish it was that easy to get that rebar in that quick, but it's not. I've got some pretty good limestone to get through at some points. And because of that, the amount of times I'm hitting it, it expands that rebar at the top, and then my PVC won't fit over it. So that's why I come in here and file those edges off in order to get the PVC to slide down over it once I'm done. So now I've slid that on. I'll leave it standing up in the air, and then I'll head around to the other side and keep going. I'm just going to step across, grab the PVC, bring it, bend it down over, and attach it. Now let's attach some PVC to the sides for stability. So to create a shelf, a resting shelf, I just took zip ties and put them along the PVC in places where I was going to rest those. And then I laid my PVC out on the ground. For mine, you may not need to do this, but for mine I had to put a slip T fitting because of the length, so I could connect 2 pieces together. And then I placed them up on top and zip tied them on. Let me show you how I did it. So here you can see the little shelf I created using the zip ties. And then I went back and cut my PVC at the length I needed and used the slip T connector to connect those two. Once I've got that long piece together, I'll just start resting it up on that shelf that I created with the zip tie, and then I can put another zip tie around it to secure it. And then I'll just kind of work my way down one side, get that up, and work my way back down the other side, get that up, and then go and snip those off and clean it up.